Ladies and gentlemen, success is something that all of us desire, but many struggle to achieve. We all have goals and dreams, but there's a gap between where we are now and where we want to be. The key to closing this gap is taking action. Today I want to talk about how to force yourself to take action and ultimately become successful. Setting clear goals is the foundation of success. Without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to feel lost or overwhelmed, unsure of what to do next. When you don't know where you're going, you're likely to drift aimlessly, wasting time and energy. By setting specific and defined goals, you create a roadmap that guides you towards success. It's like having a destination on a map. You know exactly where you're headed and what steps you need to take to get there. The first step in setting clear goals is identifying what you truly want. This requires reflection and honesty with yourself. It's important to define your goals in a way that resonates with your core desires. Are you working toward career advancement? Building a business? Achieving personal growth? The clearer you are about your desires, the easier it will be to create actionable steps toward them. Think about your long-term vision and break it down into specific objectives. Once you have a general idea of your goals, it's time to make them smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. These criteria ensure that your goals are not vague and can be tracked effectively. For example, instead of saying, I want to get in shape, set a goal like I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week for the next 3 months. This makes the goal more tangible and allows you to track your progress. A common mistake people make when setting goals is to be too general or unrealistic. Saying, I want to be successful doesn't give you a clear direction. However, saying, I want to increase my sales by 20% in the next 6 months provides a specific target with measurable progress. By being realistic about what you can achieve, you set yourself up for success without feeling overwhelmed or discouraged. Writing down your goals can significantly improve your chances of achieving them. Studies have shown that people who write down their goals are more likely to achieve them because the act of writing brings clarity and accountability. Once your goals are on paper, you'll have a constant reminder of what you're working toward, which can help you stay focused and motivated, especially when things get tough. Another important aspect of goal setting is prioritization. You may have multiple goals, but not all of them are equally urgent or important. Prioritize your goals based on their relevance to your overall vision and the impact they will have on your success. Focus on the most important and time-sensitive goals first, and once you achieve those, move on to the others. This will help prevent overwhelm and ensure you make steady progress in the areas that matter most. It's also essential to break down larger goals into smaller, actionable tasks. For example, if your goal is to start a business, you might break that down into smaller tasks like conducting market research, writing a business plan, registering your company, and launching a marketing campaign. Each of these tasks is a clear and actionable step that brings you closer to your ultimate goal. By breaking your goals down, you avoid the paralyzing feeling that comes with looking at a large, daunting objective. Finally, remember that your goals should be flexible and adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes circumstances change. While it's important to stay committed to your goals, you also need to be willing to adjust them when necessary. This adaptability ensures that you remain resilient and don't become discouraged when things don't go as planned. The key is to stay focused on your desired outcome while being open to modifying your approach along the way. One of the most powerful ways to overcome procrastination and build momentum toward your goals is by breaking down big tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Large projects or long-term goals can often feel overwhelming, and the sheer size of the task might paralyze you into inaction. However, when you break these tasks into smaller, bite-sized pieces, they become more approachable, less intimidating, and far easier to tackle. The first step in breaking down big tasks is to identify the overall goal or project you want to accomplish. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, the scope of the project might seem massive at first glance. But instead of focusing on the daunting idea of writing an entire book, you can break it down into smaller parts, such as writing one chapter at a time, or even setting a goal to write a certain number of words each day. This makes the task more specific and manageable, and you'll feel more accomplished as you check off each smaller goal. Once you've identified the smaller components of your larger goal, the next step is to prioritize them. Not every small step is equally important, and some tasks may need to be completed before others. For example, if you're planning to launch a business, certain tasks like registering your company and setting up a website will need to come before marketing efforts. Prioritizing these tasks ensures you're following a logical order and focusing your energy on what matters most, rather than scattering your attention in multiple directions. In addition to prioritizing, setting deadlines for each smaller task is crucial for maintaining momentum. Deadlines create a sense of urgency and accountability, pushing you to take consistent action. If you're writing a book, you might set a goal to finish the first chapter by the end of the week. Or if you're working on a project at work, you can aim to complete a particular section by a set date. These mini deadlines give you short-term targets that help you stay on track and prevent you from procrastinating. Another key aspect of breaking down big tasks is focusing on one small step at a time. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when thinking about the entirety of a large project, but by directing your attention to just one piece, you make the task feel more manageable. For example, instead of thinking about the whole process of building a website, focus on one task such as choosing a domain name or selecting a template. Completing one small action at a time makes the process feel less stressful and allows you to build momentum without feeling like you're drowning in the work. When breaking down tasks, it's essential to celebrate your progress along the way. Every time you complete one of the smaller steps, take a moment to acknowledge the achievement. These small wins add up over time and help keep your morale high. Celebrating each milestone, no matter how small, provides positive reinforcement, which fuels your motivation and makes the overall task seem less daunting. Breaking tasks into smaller steps also makes it easier to spot potential roadblocks or challenges. By evaluating the smaller components of a large project, you might uncover areas that need more preparation or resources. For example, if you're tackling a new project at work, breaking it down might reveal that you need additional training or research before proceeding. By identifying these potential obstacles early, you can plan ahead to mitigate them and ensure a smoother path forward. Finally, breaking down big tasks allows you to track your progress effectively. With clear, smaller steps, you can monitor how far you've come and what's left to do. This sense of progress is highly motivating and helps you stay focused on the next task. Rather than feeling stuck or overwhelmed by a long to-do list, you can see that you're consistently moving toward your goal, making each next step feel more achievable. Tracking your progress serves as a reminder of the work you've already done and the results you're gradually achieving. Developing a routine is one of the most effective ways to ensure consistent progress toward your goals. A well-established routine transforms action into habit, eliminating the need for constant decision-making or motivation. When a task becomes part of your daily routine, you don't have to rely on willpower alone to get it done. Instead, it becomes an automatic part of your life. A routine helps you prioritize tasks, stay organized, and increase your overall productivity, making it one of the key components of success. The first step in building a routine is identifying the most important activities that align with your goals. Whether you're working on a career, fitness, personal development, or any other area of life, your routine should reflect what matters most. For example, if you're focused on advancing in your career, your routine might include tasks like reading industry-related articles, updating your resume, or networking. If you're trying to improve your health, your routine might incorporate exercise, meal planning, and sleep hygiene. By structuring your routine around your goals, you set yourself up for success from the start. One of the biggest challenges people face when establishing a routine is finding the right time to commit to their activities. It's important to assess your schedule and identify times when you can consistently devote yourself to the tasks that matter most. Whether it's dedicating time in the morning before work or setting aside time in the evening, choosing the right time to engage in productive activities is crucial. It's important to build your routine around the hours when you feel most focused and energetic so that you can give your best effort. This may take some trial and error, but once you find your sweet spot, it becomes much easier to stick to the routine. To make a routine stick, consistency is key. Start small by incorporating just a few habits into your day and gradually build from there. Trying to overhaul your entire life at once can lead to burnout. So it's important to start with manageable steps. For example, if you're trying to develop a fitness routine, start with a 15-minute workout each day and gradually increase the time and intensity. As you make each task a part of your daily habit, the need for motivation will naturally diminish and the routine itself will become the driving force behind your actions. Routines also help you eliminate the decision fatigue that comes from constantly choosing what to do next. When your routine is well established, you no longer have to think about what tasks need to be done, which reduces stress and increases mental clarity. For instance, if your morning routine includes exercise, meditation, and reading for 30 minutes, you won't have to waste energy deciding how to start your day. Having a predefined plan for your day or week removes uncertainty, which helps you stay focused and productive. In addition to consistency, it's important to allow for flexibility within your routine. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things won't go as planned. While it's essential to have a solid routine, you must also be prepared to adjust when necessary. For example, if an emergency arises or an unexpected event disrupts your schedule, be open to reshuffling your day or week without guilt. Flexibility allows you to stay on track without feeling frustrated or defeated when things don't go perfectly. Another benefit of having a routine is the sense of accomplishment that comes from completing daily tasks. Even on days when motivation is low, you can take pride in sticking to your routine and accomplishing what you set out to do. This small, consistent progress builds confidence and creates a positive feedback loop. The more you stick to your routine, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving your goals. This sense of accomplishment becomes a powerful motivator that propels you to keep moving forward. Finally, it's important to review and adjust your routine regularly. As you evolve and grow, so should your routine. What worked for you a few months ago might not be as effective today. So it's important to reflect on what's working and what isn't. Periodically assess whether your routine is helping you make progress toward your goals or if adjustments are necessary. This continuous evaluation ensures that your routine remains relevant and aligned with your evolving needs, ultimately making it a sustainable and long-term tool for success. The 5-minute rule is a simple but highly effective strategy for overcoming procrastination and pushing through the initial resistance that often accompanies tasks. It's a powerful technique to get started when you feel overwhelmed or lack motivation. The concept is simple. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes, no matter how large or small the task may be. This small commitment helps you break through the mental barrier of starting, making it easier to continue once you've gotten the ball rolling. One of the main reasons the 5-minute rule works so well is that it reduces the mental pressure associated with starting a task. When faced with a large project or task, it's easy to feel paralyzed by the sheer size of it. The thought of spending hours on something can be overwhelming, and this can cause procrastination. However, by focusing on just 5 minutes, you remove the daunting aspect of the task. It no longer feels like a massive commitment, and this makes it easier to take the first step. Once you commit to the task for 5 minutes, you often find that the hardest part is simply getting started. After those initial 5 minutes, momentum builds and continuing feels much easier. The act of starting can unlock a flow state where the task becomes less burdensome and you get into a rhythm. Now, many people find that after the initial 5 minutes, they end up working for much longer as the task no longer feels as difficult or overwhelming as it did before. The 5-minute rule also works well for tasks that you tend to avoid or dread. For example, if you dislike doing paperwork or answering emails, the thought of sitting down to tackle them might cause you to put them off. But by committing to just 5 minutes, you make the task feel less intimidating. Often, once you start working, the task no longer feels as unpleasant, and you may continue to work well beyond the 5-minute mark. This approach helps you get over the mental hurdle of resistance that often keeps you stuck. Another benefit of the 5-minute rule is that it creates a sense of accomplishment. When you complete those initial 5 minutes, you feel like you've made progress, and this progress motivates you to keep going. This feeling of accomplishment, even after such a small amount of time, can create positive momentum and drive you to complete more tasks throughout the day. It reinforces the idea that small actions lead to larger results, which can keep you motivated to continue working toward your goals. The power of this rule lies in its simplicity and ease of implementation. The concept of committing to 5 minutes doesn't require a huge effort or major planning, making it an approachable tool for anyone. Even if you're feeling tired, distracted, or uninspired, 5 minutes seems like a manageable and low-stakes commitment. This simplicity makes the 5-minute rule a perfect starting point for those who struggle with procrastination or perfectionism, as it removes the overwhelming pressure of perfection or productivity. To make the 5-minute rule even more effective, it can be helpful to pair it with other strategies, such as eliminating distractions or setting a timer. For example, set a timer for 5 minutes, turn off your phone, and create a quiet environment where you can focus solely on the task at hand. This structure helps you stay accountable and focused during the 5 minutes, ensuring that you make the most of that time. By combining the 5-minute rule with a distraction-free environment, you maximize your productivity in those initial moments. The key to making the 5-minute rule work for you is consistency. By consistently applying this rule, you train yourself to take action more easily, even when motivation is low. The more you practice committing to just 5 minutes, the less mental resistance you'll encounter over time. It becomes easier to get started, and the act of taking action itself becomes a habit. Ultimately, the 5-minute rule can help you break free from procrastination and create lasting momentum in your daily life. Eliminating distractions is a crucial step toward achieving success, because distractions are the biggest enemies of focus and productivity. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded by notifications, social media, emails, and other external stimuli that compete for our attention. While multitasking may seem efficient, it often leads to reduced performance and a lack of progress toward goals. By actively minimizing distractions, you can create an environment conducive to focused work, allowing you to make significant strides toward your goals. The first step in eliminating distractions is identifying what pulls your attention away from the task at hand. Common distractions include smartphones, social media, email, noise, or even the temptation to take breaks during work. Once you pinpoint your distractions, you can take specific actions to reduce or remove them. For example, if you find yourself checking your phone constantly, try putting it in another room or using an app that blocks notifications for a set period. Recognizing these triggers is the first step toward eliminating them from your environment. One powerful strategy for reducing distractions is time blocking. Time blocking involves setting aside dedicated periods during your day to work on specific tasks, free from interruptions. For example, you could designate a 2-hour block in the morning to work on a major project, during which you turn off notifications and focus solely on that task. By creating a structured schedule and setting aside uninterrupted time, you prevent distractions from creeping in. Time blocking allows you to allocate your time wisely and ensures that important tasks are completed without outside interference. Another effective technique is creating a designated workspace that is free of distractions. Your environment plays a significant role in your ability to focus. Working in a cluttered or noisy space can create mental clutter, making it harder to concentrate. To minimize distractions, set up a workspace that is dedicated solely to work. Keep it organized, free of unnecessary items, and separate from areas associated with relaxation or entertainment. Having a dedicated work environment signals to your brain that it's time to focus, increasing your ability to stay on task and be productive. In addition to physical distractions, mental distractions can also derail your focus. These may include worries about personal issues, stress about deadlines, or even daydreaming. One way to combat mental distractions is through mindfulness techniques. Taking a few minutes to practice deep breathing or meditation before you start working can help center your mind and prepare you for focused work. Additionally, writing down any distracting thoughts and setting them aside for later can prevent them from interfering with your productivity. By calming your mind and creating mental clarity, you can stay focused on the task at hand. Another important aspect of eliminating distractions is managing digital interruptions. In today's hyper-connected world, we're constantly checking our emails, social media accounts, and text messages. These digital distractions can fragment our attention and make it difficult to complete tasks efficiently. One strategy for managing digital distractions is to schedule specific times during the day to check your emails or browse social media. Outside of those times, turn off notifications and resist the urge to check your devices. By setting boundaries for your digital habits, you create designated times for distractions and prevent them from intruding during periods of deep focus. Distractions often arise from a lack of structure, so it's essential to create a clear plan for how you'll spend your day. Having a to-do list or a detailed schedule helps you prioritize tasks and stay on track. When you know exactly what you need to do and when, it's easier to avoid drifting off course. This structure also helps you maintain a sense of control over your day, reducing the likelihood of distractions taking over. By setting clear intentions and expectations for each part of your day, you stay focused and make the most of your time. Sometimes, eliminating distractions means setting boundaries with others. Whether you're working from home or in a shared office space, interruptions from family members, friends, or colleagues can hinder your ability to focus. It's important to communicate your need for uninterrupted time and set boundaries for when you're available. For instance, let people know the hours when you need to concentrate and politely ask them not to disturb you unless it's urgent. Creating these boundaries ensures that others respect your need for focus, enabling you to make progress without unnecessary interruptions. Building self-discipline is a key component of achieving long-term success. Self-discipline allows you to stay committed to your goals, even when motivation wanes, ensuring that you continue to take action regardless of external circumstances or temporary feelings. It is the ability to push yourself to take consistent action, stay on track, and make the right choices, even when they may not feel easy or fun. Developing self-discipline is a skill that requires practice, commitment, and a willingness to push through challenges. The first step in building self-discipline is understanding why it's important to you. When you have a strong sense of purpose behind your goals, it becomes easier to stay committed even when obstacles arise. For example, if you're working toward a fitness goal, having a clear understanding of why you want to improve your health, whether it's to feel better, improve longevity, or boost confidence, helps reinforce your commitment. The deeper your reasons for achieving your goals, the more motivation you will have to stay disciplined, even when it's tough. Next, start by setting small, achievable goals. Building self-discipline is like building a muscle. It requires incremental progress. When you set and achieve small goals, you build confidence and momentum, which makes it easier to tackle larger challenges. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, start by committing to write a specific number of words per day. As you consistently meet these smaller targets, your sense of self-discipline strengthens, and you gradually find it easier to push through more challenging tasks without giving up. Self-discipline also requires managing your environment to support your goals. Surrounding yourself with the right people, tools, and resources makes it easier to maintain your discipline. For instance, if you're trying to eat healthier, having nutritious food readily available and avoiding the temptation of junk food can help you stay on track. Similarly, if you're working toward a career goal, seeking out a supportive network or mentor can help you stay accountable and focused. By removing potential distractions and creating an environment that encourages positive habits, you eliminate many of the temptations that undermine your self-discipline. Another vital aspect of self-discipline is creating positive habits. Habits are powerful because they automate your actions, allowing you to operate on autopilot without constantly needing to muster up willpower. To build self-discipline, focus on developing habits that support your goals. Whether it's waking up early, exercising regularly, or dedicating time each day to a project, establishing productive routines ensures that you're consistently taking action. Over time, these habits become second nature and your self-discipline strengthens as a result. The more positive habits you build, the less effort it takes to stay disciplined. In addition to positive habits, it's essential to learn how to manage your impulses and emotions. Self-discipline requires emotional control, especially when dealing with distractions or setbacks. For example, if you're feeling discouraged after a minor failure, your ability to push through that emotion and refocus on your tasks will determine your success. Similarly, resisting the urge to procrastinate or indulge in instant gratification requires a level of emotional intelligence. Building self-discipline involves recognizing when you're tempted to give in to these emotional impulses and consciously choosing to stay focused on your long-term goals instead. Accountability plays a significant role in building self-discipline. When you share your goals with others, you increase the likelihood of staying disciplined because you don't want to let others down. Whether it's a friend, family member, or a coach, having someone who checks in on your progress can keep you on track. Accountability provides an external source of motivation that encourages you to keep going, even when you feel like giving up. It's easier to remain disciplined when you know someone is there to support you and hold you responsible for your actions. Self-discipline also requires a high level of consistency. It's not enough to be disciplined for a few days or weeks. To build lasting success, discipline must be sustained over time. This means even when you don't feel like working, you still need to follow through. Consistency is what creates momentum and helps turn self-discipline into a habit. The more consistent you are with your efforts, the easier it becomes to stay disciplined. It's important to remember that the key to long-term success isn't perfection, but rather the ability to keep going day after day, even when motivation is low. Lastly, it's important to be kind to yourself when developing self-discipline. Perfection is not the goal, and everyone slips up occasionally. What matters most is how you respond to those slip-ups. Instead of being overly critical or giving up entirely, practice self-compassion. Acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and get back on track. Building self-discipline is a journey that involves both setbacks and successes. By maintaining a growth mindset and treating yourself with kindness, you will continue to build resilience and strengthen your self-discipline over time. Staying motivated is one of the most challenging aspects of achieving long-term success. Even with the best intentions and a well-laid plan, it can be easy to lose momentum, especially when the journey is long or the task is difficult. One powerful strategy to maintain motivation is to incorporate a system of rewards and punishments. These incentives can provide external reinforcement that helps push you forward, encouraging you to stay focused on your goals when the going gets tough. The first step in using rewards and punishments is to clearly define what success looks like for you. It's essential to know exactly what you are working toward, whether it's a completed project, a fitness goal, or a professional achievement. Once you have a clear sense of your objective, you can establish specific milestones along the way. These milestones will serve as markers of progress and can trigger both rewards and consequences, helping you stay engaged with your journey. Rewards are an excellent way to motivate yourself because they create a sense of pleasure and fulfillment. They give you something to look forward to, reinforcing your commitment to the task at hand. The key is to choose rewards that are meaningful to you and align with your personal interests. For example, if you're working on a fitness goal, a reward might be treating yourself to a relaxing spa day after completing a certain number of workouts. Alternatively, if you're pursuing a career achievement, you could reward yourself with a weekend getaway after reaching a significant milestone. These rewards provide positive reinforcement and celebrate your progress, making it more enjoyable to stay focused on your goals. The timing of rewards is crucial in maintaining motivation. It's best to break down larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks with rewards attached to each completed task. For example, if you're writing a book, instead of waiting until the entire manuscript is finished, you could reward yourself after completing each chapter or section. This creates a series of small victories that give you a sense of accomplishment, making the journey toward your final goal less overwhelming and more satisfying. By spacing out rewards, you prevent burnout and keep your motivation high throughout the process. On the other hand, punishments can be just as effective for maintaining focus and discipline. While rewards encourage you to keep moving forward, punishments deter procrastination and help you avoid distractions. A well-thought-out punishment can create a sense of accountability that pushes you to stay on track. For example, if you fail to meet a daily target, neglect a key task, you could impose a consequence, such as skipping a planned social activity or donating it to a cause you don't support. This form of accountability encourages you to follow through on your commitments, knowing that there will be a price to pay for neglecting your responsibilities. When setting up a system of punishments, it's important to ensure that they are meaningful to you. The consequence should be something that you care about, which will motivate you to take action. Additionally, punishments should be fair and appropriate for the task at hand. For instance, if you fail to complete a small daily task, the punishment should, but it should still encourage you to improve your behavior. Gradually, as you experience both the rewards of success and the consequences of procrastination, you will learn to stay more disciplined and focused, ultimately improving your long-term productivity. Consistency is key when implementing both rewards and punishments. It's important to make a habit of rewarding yourself for completing tasks and holding yourself accountable when you fall short. If you reward yourself inconsistently or allow punishments to become too lenient, the system will lose its effectiveness. By establishing a consistent routine of rewards and consequences, you reinforce the link between effort and outcome. This consistency creates a predictable pattern that keeps you motivated, making it easier to stay on track even when motivation starts to wane. It's also helpful to adjust your rewards and punishments over time as you progress toward your goals. What motivates you at the start of your journey might lose its effectiveness as you continue to advance. As you reach larger milestones, you may need to increase the size or significance of your rewards and punishments to keep the motivation high. For example, early in your goal-setting process, you might reward yourself for something small, like a treat or a fun activity. But as you get closer to your ultimate goal, a bigger reward such as a trip or a special purchase might be more appropriate to keep your excitement and energy levels high. Lastly, it's important to remember that rewards and punishments should not be the only factors driving your motivation. While they can be powerful tools, intrinsic motivation, the inner drive to achieve your goals, because they matter to you, should be the foundation of your efforts. By using rewards and punishments to supplement your internal motivation rather than replace it, you create a balanced system that helps you stay motivated even when the excitement of the initial goal starts to fade. Ultimately, the combination of internal and external motivation will help you maintain your focus and commitment to achieving lasting success. Failure is often seen as a negative outcome, something to be avoided at all costs. However, in the pursuit of success, Failure is not just inevitable, it is essential. Learning from failure is one of the most important habits you can develop in your journey toward achieving your goals. Failure provides valuable lessons, gives you insight into what doesn't work, and teaches you resilience. Understanding that failure is not the end, but rather a stepping stone toward growth, helps you build the mindset necessary to keep going, even in the face of setbacks. The first step in learning from failure is reframing your perspective on it. Instead of viewing failure as a personal defeat, try to see it as a natural part of the learning process. Many successful people have encountered multiple failures before reaching their goals. Take Thomas Edison, for example, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset shift is crucial, as it allows you to view failure not as something to fear, but as an opportunity for growth and improvement. When you stop fearing failure, you are more likely to take risks and push beyond your comfort zone, which is often where success lies. Once you've reframed failure as a learning experience, it's important to analyze what went wrong. Every failure holds valuable feedback that can guide your future actions. Ask yourself, what could I have done differently? What factors contributed to this outcome? This type of reflection allows you to pinpoint the areas that need improvement. For example, if you failed to meet a deadline, maybe your time management skills were lacking. Or if a project didn't turn out as planned, perhaps you didn't allocate enough resources or preparation. Identifying these gaps is the first step toward avoiding similar mistakes in the future and ensuring you're better equipped to tackle challenges ahead. However, it's not enough to simply analyze the failure. You also need to make adjustments and take action. Learning from failure is about using those insights to adjust your strategy moving forward. For example, if you discover that your failure was due to poor planning, you can implement better organizational systems or break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. If your failure was caused by a lack of experience, you might seek out additional training or mentorship to build the skills needed. Action is the key to transformation. Without it, failure remains just an experience rather than a stepping stone to success. A crucial part of learning from failure is developing resilience. Failure can often feel discouraging, especially when it comes after significant effort or when it sets you back. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from failure, learn from it, and continue moving forward. To build resilience, practice reframing setbacks as temporary and surmountable challenges rather than permanent obstacles. For example, if you didn't achieve a goal within your set time frame, instead of seeing it as a sign of your inability, remind yourself that many people face delays, and it's a natural part of the process. By learning to stay focused and positive, you can push through even the most difficult setbacks. Part of resilience is also developing a sense of emotional control. Failure can trigger a range of emotions such as frustration, embarrassment, or disappointment, and these emotions can hinder your ability to move forward. Learning to acknowledge and manage these emotions is critical. Instead of letting negative feelings take over, practice mindfulness or take a step back to process the emotions without judgment. Once you've allowed yourself to feel, you can regain a clear perspective and focus on the lessons that failure provides. Emotional resilience allows you to maintain the drive to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. In addition to learning from failure, it's essential to build a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, dedication, and learning from mistakes. People with a growth mindset are more likely to persist through challenges and setbacks because they see failure as a chance to improve rather than as a reflection of their abilities. By adopting a growth mindset, you set yourself up for long-term success as you are more likely to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable roadblocks. Another important aspect of learning from failure is seeking feedback and guidance from others. It can be easy to get stuck in your own perspective when you fail, but external feedback can provide valuable insights. Talking to a mentor, coach, or colleague can help you see the situation from a different angle, identify blind spots, and offer practical advice. Embracing constructive criticism and asking for input demonstrates humility and the willingness to improve. By incorporating feedback from others, you can further refine your approach and make more informed decisions going forward. Lastly, it's essential to develop patience with the process. Success rarely happens overnight, and the path to achievement is often full of bumps and failures. The key is not to let those failures discourage you, but to see them as part of the long-term process. The more you learn from your mistakes and adjust your approach, the closer you get to your goal. Stay committed to your journey, knowing that each failure brings you one step closer to success. Patience, combined with the ability to learn from failure, will ultimately help you develop the resilience and perseverance needed to reach your full potential. A positive mindset is one of the most powerful tools you can cultivate on your path to success. The way you perceive the world, challenges, and your abilities directly impacts the actions you take and the outcomes you achieve. Developing a positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, it's about adopting an optimistic outlook that allows you to face challenges with confidence and determination, knowing that setbacks are part of the journey and can be overcome. A positive mindset helps you maintain focus, remain resilient, and continue moving toward your goals even when obstacles arise. The first step in developing a positive mindset is self-awareness. Understanding your thought patterns and recognizing when negative thoughts arise is essential. Many people struggle with negative self-talk that can undermine their confidence and motivation. For example, thoughts like "I'm not good enough" or "I'll never be successful" can create mental barriers that prevent you from taking action. Once you become aware of these negative thoughts, you can consciously replace them with more positive and empowering beliefs. By acknowledging and challenging self-doubt, you open the door to greater self-belief and the ability to face challenges with a more optimistic perspective. One of the most effective ways to foster a positive mindset is through gratitude. Focusing on what you are thankful for helps shift your attention from what you lack or what's going wrong to the abundance in your life. Practicing gratitude daily can reframe your perspective and help you stay grounded in positivity. You could keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day, whether big or small. This simple practice can have a profound impact on your mental outlook, making it easier to focus on opportunities rather than obstacles, which ultimately solve your journey towards success. Affirmations are another powerful tool for cultivating a positive mindset. By repeating positive statements about yourself and your goals, you reinforce your self-worth and build confidence. For instance, affirmations like "I am capable of achieving my goals" or "I am resilient and can overcome any challenge" can help rewire your brain to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. Over time, these affirmations strengthen your belief in yourself and your potential, which translates into taking more consistent action toward your dreams. The repetition of positive affirmations can also help combat negative thoughts and replace them with constructive ones, building a mental foundation of positivity. Another important aspect of developing a positive mindset is surrounding yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you put yourself in all influence your mindset. To cultivate positivity, actively seek out supportive, like-minded individuals who encourage your growth and inspire you to keep going. This could be through joining communities of people with similar goals, following motivational influencers, or building relationships with mentors who uplift and guide you. Additionally, be mindful of the media you consume. Try to limit exposure to negative news or content that drains your energy. By surrounding yourself with positivity, you create an environment that nurtures your mindset and keeps you focused on your goals. In addition to surrounding yourself with positive influences, it's crucial to manage your self-talk and inner dialogue. Your thoughts directly affect your actions, and negative self-talk can create mental barriers that prevent you from taking action. To develop a positive mindset, start by becoming conscious of your thoughts and replacing negative self-talk with positive, constructive messages. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," try saying, "I may face challenges, but I will figure it out." By practicing positive self-talk, you reframe challenges as opportunities and build the mental strength needed to keep going. Visualization is another powerful technique that can help you develop a positive mindset. By visualizing your success, you create a mental image of yourself achieving your goals, which reinforces your belief that it is possible. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and vividly imagine what success looks like for you. Whether it's seeing yourself delivering a successful presentation, reaching a fitness goal, or accomplishing a major milestone in your career, visualization helps to cement your goals in your mind and strengthen your sense of possibility. The more you visualize your success, the more motivated and focused you become as you start to truly believe in your ability to achieve your dreams. Resilience is closely linked to a positive mindset, and learning how to stay optimistic in the face of adversity is an essential part of this process. Life is filled with ups and downs, and not every attempt will be met with immediate success. However, maintaining a positive outlook in the face of setbacks helps you stay focused on the bigger picture and prevents you from getting discouraged. When you encounter obstacles, instead of seeing them as signs of failure, try to view them as challenges that will ultimately make you stronger and more capable. By cultivating resilience and maintaining a positive attitude, you train yourself to bounce back from difficulties with renewed energy and determination, allowing you to stay on course despite setbacks. Lastly, it's important to practice self-compassion as part of your journey toward developing a positive mindset. We can often be our own harshest critics, and self-criticism can erode our confidence and sense of worth. Instead of beating yourself up over mistakes or perceived failures, practice kindness toward yourself. Acknowledge your efforts and progress, and treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend. Embracing self-compassion helps reduce feelings of shame and guilt, allowing you to stay focused on moving forward rather than dwelling on past mistakes. With self-compassion, you develop a mindset that supports your growth, helping you stay positive and motivated through the ups and downs of your journey. Taking consistent small steps is one of the most effective strategies for achieving long-term success. While big, bold actions can be exciting and rewarding, they are often overwhelming and unsustainable in the long run. On the other hand, small, manageable actions allow you to make steady progress toward your goals without feeling burnout or stress. The key to long-term achievement is consistency. It's about committing to a course of action, no matter how small, and doing it consistently over time. These small steps add up, and over time they build momentum, leading to significant results. The first advantage of taking small steps is that they make a goal feel less daunting. When you look at a big, complex goal, such as running a marathon or writing a book, it can feel overwhelming. The sheer scale of the task can make you want to procrastinate or even abandon the goal entirely. However, when you break that goal down into smaller, more manageable steps, it becomes much less intimidating. For example, instead of thinking about running a full marathon right away, you might start by setting a goal to run 1 mile, then 2, then 5, gradually building up to the full distance. This incremental approach makes the goal feel much more achievable and provides a clear roadmap to follow. Small steps also allow you to focus on process rather than outcome. Often when we focus too much on the end goal, we get discouraged if we don't see immediate results. Taking small steps shifts the focus toward the actions you need to take daily or weekly, rather than obsessing over the end result. By focusing on the process, you can enjoy the journey and celebrate each step of progress, no matter how small. This reduces the pressure of having to achieve everything at once and allows you to build the habits and momentum necessary for success. It makes the pursuit of your goals a more enjoyable and fulfilling experience. In addition, taking small steps helps you stay consistent over time. Consistency is the key to success in any endeavor. Large tasks can feel like they require too much effort, causing you to burn out quickly. Small steps, however, are much easier to incorporate into your daily routine. For example, if you're working toward a fitness goal, committing to exercise for just 15 minutes a day might feel manageable, and doing it consistently becomes a habit. Once that becomes part of your routine, you can gradually increase the time or intensity of your workout, and the consistency will still be maintained. Small steps ensure that you stay on track without overwhelming yourself, allowing for long-term sustainability. One of the key benefits of taking consistent small steps is that they create positive momentum. Momentum is a powerful force that propels you forward, making it easier to take additional steps and maintain your progress. When you consistently take small actions, you build momentum that makes it feel natural to keep going. For instance, if you set aside time each day to write a few pages of a book, you may eventually find that you enjoy the process and look forward to writing more each day. That initial small step leads to bigger accomplishments, and the more consistent you are, the stronger the momentum becomes, ultimately propelling you toward your goal. Small steps also provide opportunities for regular feedback and improvement. When you take small actions, you can quickly assess what's working and what's not. This feedback loop allows you to make adjustments along the way rather than waiting until the very end when it might be too late to correct mistakes. For example, if you're working on a business project, taking small, incremental actions lets you test out your ideas and strategies. If something isn't working, you can easily tweak your approach before it becomes a larger issue. This ability to course correct early on increases your chances of success and ensures that you remain on the right track. Furthermore, taking small steps builds your confidence over time. Each time you take action, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you're capable of making progress. This builds self-trust, which is essential for maintaining motivation. As you accumulate small wins, you develop a sense of accomplishment that fuels your desire to keep going. For example, if you set a goal to write for just 10 minutes a day and achieve it consistently, that small win boosts your belief in your ability to tackle bigger tasks in the future. Each small success reinforces the idea that you can achieve your larger goals, and that confidence is a driving force that helps you stay on course. Finally, taking consistent small steps helps you avoid the trap of perfectionism. Many people fall into the trap of wanting to do everything perfectly from the start, which can lead to procrastination and fear of failure. When you focus on taking small steps, it becomes easier to embrace imperfection. Instead of striving for perfection in every action, you focus on progress. For example, you might aim to write 300 words a day instead of obsessing over writing the perfect sentence every time. Over time, this leads to significant progress, and your efforts compound to create a final product that is far greater than if you had waited until everything was just right. By embracing imperfection and focusing on small steps, you free yourself from the burden of perfectionism and move forward with greater ease. In conclusion, taking consistent small steps is one of the most effective ways to build momentum and ultimately achieve long-term success. By breaking down large or overwhelming goals into smaller, manageable tasks, you make the process less daunting and far more achievable. Each small step you take not only keeps you moving forward, but also builds confidence.